Hey everyone, so believe it or not, this channel just celebrated its 10th birthday. Which I feel is a pretty big milestone, and it's hard not to reflect on the journey. All of the ups and the downs, the mistakes or the regrets. But I feel like I've spent enough time thinking about the past, and I would rather think about the future. There are still a lot of big question marks, but I'm excited to keep making music and experimenting with digital art, like what I've made for the music, or to animate these videos. And there is something else that I'm working on that will combine a lot of these things into one big project, but we're quite a ways off from that, so I won't say any more, except that I wrote a little bit about it in a free Patreon post if you're curious. As far as the video essays about movies or TV, I honestly don't know. I'll say it has felt really good taking a break from them to focus on other things, and I really don't know when or even if I'll ever go back to making videos like I used to. But it's not like I have a crystal ball over here. I don't know how I'll feel down the line. It's just at least how I feel these days. But you know, I think the most important lesson that I've learned after 10 years on YouTube is that you really don't want to get too caught up in either the past or the future, which of course is complicated. I mean, in small doses, they're healthy and necessary. You need to reflect on the past to learn from mistakes or to grow as a person, and you need to think about your future if you ever want to set goals or achieve any of your dreams. But it's kind of like the 10th book from my favorite children's book series, A Slippery Slope. Because too much time spent living in the past or the future stops you from living where you're really meant to, right here in the present. And I still fall into those traps all of the time. This message is just as much a reminder to myself as it is to all of you. But I think it's something worth focusing on because for me, anyways, thinking too much about the past is depressing and thinking too much about the future just stresses me out. And part of being honest with myself in the present has meant coming to terms with the fact that what I find most interesting these days isn't the same thing as when I started. But I'm not the same person I was when I started. I am starting a new channel. It's basically trying to find a way to channel my passion for film and talking about film into a constructive way. So look out for that. Go over and check out the channel, and hopefully you guys like the stuff that I'm putting up. If you like the stuff I've made with the film videos, basically gonna be that, but more professional. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you do end up subscribing to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna go. Bye! So that's my wish these days, is to just be present and work on whatever feels the most interesting to me. And right now, that happens to be making my own art and telling my own stories. And even though 99.9% of you subscribe for something totally different, there is something really liberating about letting go, leaving the past in the past, and letting the future be uncertain. For those who caught this video back in January, you're probably getting a little bit of deja vu right now, but it's funny, even when I posted that video, I felt like I was onto something new with the video essays. This new spark of inspiration from drawing again that I thought was just what I needed to come back refreshed and excited, and I even made a couple of thumbnails for videos that I was planning on making, bonus points if you can tell what they would have been about. But the more that I was working on my own art and my own stories, the more that working on these video essays started to feel like a chore. And it took some pretty radical acceptance to understand why I felt that way. That maybe it wasn't just laziness or procrastination, but because it wasn't what felt right to me anymore. And the more that I worked on music or digital art or this other big project that I'm being annoyingly vague about, the more clear that was to me. So in a way, yes, this is the end of an era, but this is far from the end. Honestly, I feel like I'm just getting started. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Just happy 10 years. To all of you watching now, or whoever watched in the past, to anyone who's ever commented or subscribed, and especially to anyone who's ever supported me on Patreon or thrown some help my way on PayPal, thank you for supporting me and for being a part of this incredible journey. I quite literally could not have done this without you guys. And here's to the next 10 years, whatever that ends up looking like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Quick postscript, actually. I've been posting more free content on Patreon. You can kind of think of it as a semi-regular newsletter that talks about what I'm working on, occasionally with a sneak peek at what's coming next, and anyone can access it for free if they want. Obviously, you can support financially, and believe me, I do really appreciate it. But I just wanted to put the message out there that most of the recent posts aren't paywalled, and pretty much everything I'm planning on posting anytime soon won't be either. So give that a follow if you want to see any updates about me or the channel. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.